So on page 99, one of the things here which is a desirable thing to be able to do is to be able to take input from the user. So before we would type something in like, let's find the old one that we had there, cleared the buffer. Okay, so the previous example we had format, and we haven't passed any values to the program itself. It would be nice if we could do something like format hello world, and we could actually pass hello world into the executable program just prior to running the program, so we could affect the outcome of that particular program by the information that we send to it, and that's called sending arguments at the command line. Now the example given in the notes is here, so I've taken the liberty of cutting and pasting that. Got so many of these open now. Command. So I've created a file called command here. Mike has already neatened it up for us, and with a bit of luck, come back. With a bit of luck, once we compile that up, that should run. What do we expect to happen, Mike? Tell us what's going on with that bit of code.
Okay, we can see now that we have a change to the function of the main. We've introduced two new arguments into the main.
That would normally have nothing in it, would it?
Normally you don't need to put anything in there. Now this is overloading the main declaration. So what we've ended up with two arguments, one of an integer called argc, which is the count of the amount of arguments that have been passed to the program.
And an argument is what? Something separated by a space?
An argument is separated by a comma here. And an argument is basically a parameter that gets passed into a function in this case. So for our command line arguments, it's differentiated by the space. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So in this case, this would be argument 0, the first argument. This would be argument 2, or one, or the second argument. And this would be argument 2, which would be the third argument.
Yeah.
So if we run this, we'd end up with 3 in this variable, and 3, this is an array of arrays.
Yep.
And we'd end up with 3 arrays of type characters, and each one of those arrays would have another array. The first array would store the value of format, which would be an array consisting of format.
Yep.
So it's an array
so
of
that'd
arrays.
be a string, effectively.
It will be a string because it will be terminated by a null character, a 0 value at the end, and that's what creates a string. So here we're using the string modifier, the placeholder in the printf statement, %s, to show the argument referenced by the I, which is the iterator of the loop.
Yeah.
Now we're doing I+1 because we don't want to show argument 0, which is the name of the program.
Because we already know
this
that.
one is argument 0.
Yeah.
So if we were to compile this program now, we'll find
It's in there somewhere.
Here we go. We compile this component. And now we run it just under command as normal. All we see is one command line argument, and we don't display anything because of this I+1.
Yeah.
I was to take that out just out of interest, right? So we can see all the arguments, and we compile that, and we go back. See, now I have one command line argument, and the very first index in this array is the name of the program.
Yeah.
So now if I type command hello world.
Well, let's modify that back to I+1 because we don't really want to see the name of the program because we already know that, so save that. So let's run that up again. And so command now, in classic form of computer science and engineering, I've typed in hello world, hit return, and there's 3 command line arguments. Well, the first one, as we said, is the name of the program, command. So here we are, here's our 3 arguments. The first argument is hello, the second argument is world. Let's just run that up for something a bit silly now. So we're passing all of these arguments into the program command, and this is the second argument, but the first argument we're passing, second argument, and so on and so on and so forth. So if I run that,
I'll show you something that's
Look at
worth
that.
noting.
So I'm passing values into that main function, or into that executable.
What do you think is going to happen now?
I'm not sure. Ah, there you go.
That's how you get a parameter with a space in over the command.
Yeah. So you've said that that's a single parameter rather than a collection of individual
Yep.
things separated by spaces.
And it's done because I include them in speech marks.
That's a really useful thing to be able to do, to pass values into a function, pass values into the main, into the executable, and be able to use them inside the program.